You're 45 years old, maybe 50. You're staring at a bank account that feels more like an accusation than a resource. And somewhere between the mortgage payments, the kids' expenses, the car loans, and whatever life threw at you in your 30s, the dream of financial independence started to feel like something that happened to other people. People who started earlier, people who had better luck, people who weren't you. But here's what nobody in the personal finance world wants to admit out loud. Starting late is not the same as starting too late. And today I'm going to prove that to you with a concrete, honest, no-fluff roadmap that can take someone starting from essentially nothing in their mid-40s to genuine financial independence before their 60th birthday. 7 years if you push hard, 12 if you take a more measured pace. Either way, the math works, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Before we get into the strategy, let's talk about something that is quietly sabotaging millions of people in your exact situation. It's not laziness. It's not stupidity. It's a psychological trap called destination bias. Your brain, right now, is comparing where you are to where you believe you should be at this age. And that comparison is generating a low-level but constant feeling of failure that's actually making you less likely to take action, not more. Because when the gap between reality and expectation feels overwhelming, the human brain's default response is to freeze. So the first thing we're doing today, before we touch a single number, is reframing the entire conversation. You're not behind. You're at the beginning of the most financially focused decade of your life, and that's actually a position of significant power. Here's why. People in their 20s who start building wealth are incredible, but they're also building while distracted. They're changing careers, falling in love, making social decisions that cost money, experimenting with who they are. You've done most of that already. You know yourself. You know what actually matters to you. And if you decide today that financial independence is the priority, you can execute with a level of clarity and intensity that a 23-year-old simply cannot match. That's your edge. Use it. Now let's talk about the actual structure of a 7 to 12-year financial independence plan when you're starting from zero. There are 5 pillars, and you need all 5 working simultaneously. Not sequentially, simultaneously. The first pillar is radical expense clarity, not budgeting in the traditional sense, where you try to spend less on lattes. I mean a full forensic audit of your financial life. Every subscription, every automatic payment, every habit-based expense. When people in their 40s do this exercise honestly for the first time, the average discovery is somewhere between $400 and $800 per month in spending they forgot they were doing. That money, redirected, becomes the foundation of everything else. You're not cutting joy from your life. You're eliminating the financial noise that accumulated without your conscious permission. The second pillar is income expansion. This is non-negotiable. If you're starting with nothing, reducing expenses alone will not get you to financial independence in 7 years. The math simply doesn't support it. You need your income to grow, and in today's economy, there are more legitimate pathways to income expansion than at any previous point in history. Skill-based freelancing, consulting in your area of professional expertise, digital products built around what you already know, part-time service businesses with low startup costs. The goal in year 1 is to add a minimum of $1,000 per month in income outside your primary job. That number grows in year 2. By year 3, you want a secondary income stream generating at least $2,000 monthly. This isn't a pipe dream. It's a timeline that thousands of people are executing right now. The third pillar is aggressive but intelligent investing. Here's where I need you to set aside the fear and the guilt and any previous bad experiences with money and just listen to the math. Someone who invests $500 per month starting at age 45 in a diversified low-cost index fund portfolio averaging 7% annual returns will have approximately $100,000 by age 53. If they simultaneously increase that contribution as income grows, reaching $1,500 monthly by year 4, that number changes dramatically. We're talking about crossing the $250,000 threshold by the late 50s. Add employer matching if it's available to you. Maximize tax-advantaged accounts like your 401k and IRA, and you're looking at a real, livable portfolio before 60. The fourth pillar is debt elimination with strategy, not emotion. Not all debt is equally urgent to eliminate. High-interest consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans, anything above 8% interest rate, gets attacked immediately and aggressively. It is mathematically impossible to build wealth while carrying high-interest debt. You cannot invest your way out of that hole. It has to go first. But low-interest debt, like a reasonable mortgage or a car loan at 3%, can coexist with your wealth-building phase. Don't let the pursuit of zero-debt perfection delay your investment timeline by years. That's a trade-off that hurts you long-term. The fifth pillar is what I call your independence number. You need a specific, calculated target, not a vague feeling of having enough. The most widely used framework is the 4% rule, which suggests that if your annual expenses are covered by withdrawing 4% of your investment portfolio each year, your money will likely sustain itself indefinitely. So if your lifestyle costs $40,000 annually, your independence number is $1 million. If it costs $60,000, you need $1.5 million. This number is not fixed. Reducing your annual expenses doesn't just save money today. It also lowers the total amount you need to accumulate. Every dollar you eliminate from your annual budget reduces your independence number by $25. That relationship is worth understanding deeply. Now I want to address something that comes up every single time I talk about this subject. Someone in the comments, and maybe it's a voice in your own head right now, is saying that this is all fine in theory, but real life is messy. Kids, health issues, aging parents, job insecurity, and that's absolutely true. Life is messy. But here's what I've observed in researching people who actually achieve financial independence in their 50s and even late 40s. They don't have perfect circumstances. They have a specific mental posture. They treat the plan as non-negotiable while treating the details as flexible. The goal doesn't move. The path bends around obstacles and then straightens again. That posture is a learnable skill, not a personality type you're either born with or not. Let's talk about year one specifically, because the first year of any major change is the highest dropout risk period. In your first 12 months, your only jobs are these three things. First, complete the forensic expense audit and redirect a minimum of $300 monthly toward either debt or investments. Second, identify one income expansion opportunity and generate at least your first dollar of outside income, even if it's small. The psychological shift that happens when you earn your first $100 outside your regular job is more powerful than any motivational video, including this one. Third, open and fund a tax-advantaged investment account if you don't already have one, even if you can only put $50 in it this month. The account being open and active matters more in year one than the amount inside it. By year three, the compounding effect starts becoming visible, not just in your account balances, but in your thinking. You start to see opportunities you were blind to before. Your relationship with money changes from one of anxiety and avoidance to one of engagement and agency. This is the real transformation, and it happens for almost everyone who stays consistent through the first 3 years. By year 7, if you've executed the 5 pillars with reasonable consistency, you will be in one of two positions. Either close enough to your independence number to see it clearly on the horizon, or already there. I've seen both outcomes. The people who hit it in 7 years are usually the ones who went hard on income expansion in years 2 through 4. The people who take 10 to 12 years are typically the ones who focused more heavily on expense reduction. Both paths work. The timeline is the variable, not the destination. The thing I want to leave you with today is this. The personal finance industry has a quiet bias toward youth. Most of the content, most of the calculators, most of the inspirational stories are aimed at 20-somethings. And that's left an entire generation of people in their 40s and 50s feeling like the conversation doesn't include them. It does. You are not too late. The window is not closed. You have something that younger investors don't have, which is the knowledge of what a wasted decade actually feels like. Use that knowledge as fuel, not as guilt, because the next 7 years are going to pass regardless of what you do with them. The only question is who you're going to be on the other side. Subscribe if you want to build that version of yourself, And hit the notification bell because next week we're going deep on exactly which investment vehicles make the most sense when you're starting this journey after 40. Don't miss it.